Hello, I'm Gonyon Phil from the World Unification Sanctuary Church. The title of today's presentation is The End of the Only Begotten Daughter. The Family Federation for All Peace and Unification is suddenly sinking. What do you think happened to the Family Federation for All Peace and Unification? It was going very well with splendor externally after the ascension of True Father. Why would it suddenly go down sinking into its destruction? The heir and successor of True Father, Reverend Hyunjin Sean-moon, has foretold long time ago that the Family Federation for All Peace and Unification will go through judgment. For me, I think I can see three main reasons for the destruction of the Family Federation for All Peace and Unification. First, True Father has designated Reverend Hyunjin Seon-moon as his successor and heir. As his representative, he has the responsibility as a leader to guide all the matters of the Unification Church. He is also the central figure of the providence of salvation. However, the only begotten daughter chased away the inheritor, and she even claimed that the inheritor won't be able to use the Unification logo. She even sued him so that he cannot use the logo of Unification Church and the word Chonilguk. The Unification logo reflects the principle of creation. It also includes the meaning of let's inherit the true love of God. And the word Chonilguk means the original substance ideal world that humankind must search for. However, the Church of the Only Begotten Daughter, together with those archangels, had taken the position of the inheritor and tried to take away from him the Unification logo and even the words Chonilguk. This is a conspiracy of Satan to erase the creation of God and His providence of salvation through the Messiah. Second, they have tried to totally erase the providence of restoration of lineage, which was actually done victoriously by the Messiah by shedding His sweat, tears, and blood to save fallen humankind. But they treated this providence of restoring the lineage as a shameful tale. They rejected the 6,000 years of providence of salvation that was done by God through the Messiah. Third, they tried to block people and even created havoc as the king visited Korea and Japan after the announcement of the king's victory on the litigation over the Unification logo. They tried to disturb the second king who came back to Korea after 10 long years. They tried to intrude in his meetings with the Sanctuary Church members. Our Sanctuary Church members had never intruded and disturbed whatever gathering the Family Federation for World Peace initiated. These incidents had became the trigger to finally start God's judgment. Our God, who had remained patient for quite a long time, can never permit evil to go too far. God has been waiting for a repentful heart, has reached the peak of His endurance, and has now started the judgment. If you look at the Bible, whenever God starts judgment, you cannot find mercy during the time of judgment. Everything vanishes away. The Family Federation for All Peace and Unification is a providential church created directly by True Father to testify to the Messiah and to accomplish the salvation for all humankind. But they had changed the image of this church and became the altar of Satan by not doing their portion of responsibility. Mrs. Han had betrayed the Messiah and had united with Satan. Thus, she widely opened the door of Babylon. Chasing away God's lineage, the three kingship, is same as chasing away True Father. Ladies and gentlemen, do not ever claim that the betrayer, only begotten daughter Mrs. Han, is perfect true mother. Do not ever mumble that the true parents are one. Because of the fall of Mrs. Han, the four-position foundation of the true family crumbled down. The true couple was broken. There is a rift between mother and children. There is a split between brothers and sisters. She betrayed God. She became a woman who receives the will of Satan. Cannot be considered as a church that is pursuing goodness and truth. Why? Because they lie so easily. They disregarded matters that are obviously not true. Then, at some moments, they make lies again to evade the previous lies. They do not lie on the individual level, but they lie from the church's official document. They cannot deny official documents because they are very strong evidence, so it's easy to expose them by using it. This is foolishness, right? Even if everything is laid open, there's no feeling of shame in them. Let us look directly at one of these lies. On April 17, 2022, the only begotten daughter gathered about 500 people and ordered them to listen to Mr. Jin Chun Kim's special lecture regarding the salvation of true father who has a tail.
그래서 내년에 천일 성전을 봉헌하기 전에
It is a shameful thing in front of God that before the offering of the Chonil Palace, this happened inside the true family, which doesn't happen in ordinary families.
참 하늘 앞에 면목이 없어요.
And as the true parents, we have given birth to many blessed families. But strangely, why is it that there is an attached tail to it?
참 부모로서 이상하게 꼬리를 달고 하는 일이
Why, how did this tail appeared?
그래서 이번 이휘간에
That is why with your dedication on this 2-day devotion, we have to save true father.
그래야만 돼. 이 정리가 돼야 돼. 그래야지 천일고 안착가도 없어.
That is all what is needed. It has to be arranged so that there will be no obstacles in launching the Chonilguk and will be no disturbance about the restoration of country and world.
경계에서
There should be no any stumbling block.
조건을 세워드림으로 말미암아 행사하시어 잘못된 부러져서
Ladies and gentlemen, because of your devotion, we can fulfill the condition wherein we can take away the mistakes and can bring back heavenly parents to their original position. With that condition, true father can go back. From then on, I'm asking you a favor to continue making conditions so as not to allow any satanic condition that can invade true father.
만들어내기를 부탁합니다.
I have told you the reality of providence is like taking out a button that is sewed wrongly and correct it. Now we have to make a decision to end this issue. At the end, a new beginning of history have to be started. As you know, there is a process for a farmer. In front of the farmer, a group of people is saying, "There are a lot of tares. What shall we do? Wait until the harvest day. It's harvest day. When they can't become grain, no need for them."
가라지가 되었다면 정리를 해야 될 거야. 하늘 부모님의
The ideal of heavenly parents should be perfected. There should not be any flaw. It should be clean. I think you have a lot of questions you brought with you in your heart regarding this point.
이제 여러분들이 이틀간 천신
Now, ladies and gentlemen, in this 2-day, I am asking you a favor as filial sons and daughters to look at the solution in order to liberate true father here at Chungsim Training Center. Study well during these 2 days. Ladies and gentlemen, can you recognize that the only begotten daughter is trying to tell that true father is a tare? Now is the harvest time. We have to become the grain, the filial sons and daughters in front of the only begotten daughter. The special lecture is entitled The Original Nature of the Only Begotten Daughter. The purpose is to remove the tail attached to true father. In summary, number 1, the true father who received the mission from heaven failed to follow the principled way. Number 2, true father who has a tail attached to him cannot make a decision to choose his bride for his wedding. Number 3, it is a mistake that true father held a wedding before the marriage supper of the Lamb. It's also a mistake that he did the providence of restoration. Number 4, true father did not teach the children about the original nature, the mission, and the value of the only begotten daughter. That is why I am Mrs. Hanakya encountering difficulties now. Number 5, it is a real pity that true father is carrying a satanic tail. Number 6, true father can't bless humankind and talk about one family under God because he has a tail. Number 7, before the offering of Chon Il Palace next year, this tail should already be solved. After the presentation of Mr. Jin Chun Kim, there are a lot of members who strongly repel his presentation, especially Mr. Yong Wee Kim. There was a strong repulsion coming from some pastors. This time, all the blames on the assassination of Prime Minister Abe was pointed towards the Family Federation for World Peace and Unification. In this unclear case, it seems that they have to be united to overcome this problem. They need to cover what is inside and solve this situation in any ways, or else, if they can't control it, it will sink even deeper. Since they are facing a very difficult situation, the head of the international headquarters, Mr. Yong Huyun, sent an official document urgently. Through this document, all the blame and criticisms are directed towards Mr. Jin Chun Kim. It says that Mr. Jin Chun Kim presented the lectures arbitrarily. This made Mr. Kim like a lamb for sacrificial offering. The miserable Mr. Jin Chun Kim, who presented the lecture regarding True Father's Tale, received all the criticisms despite of the high expectation to receive something from Mrs. Han. The influence of the archangelic teacher of the Family Federation for World Peace and Unification has become disadvantageous and is going down the hill. They demanded him to take responsibility over this problem, which is pushing him down to the pit. Is he somehow a disposable thing? The only begotten daughter ordered around 500 adulterers to receive a special education. As I learned after the special education, they were gathered and received praises because, according to her, they have grown. Have you learned many things during the 2 nights and 3 days? Did you listen well to the presentation of Mr. Jin Chun Kim and Gi Sung Lee? That's good. We have to present the truth very clearly. However, as the situation's getting worse, they let Mr. Jin Chun Kim to take all of the responsibility. Let us look directly at the official document sent by Mr. Yong Huyun, the president of the international headquarters of the FWPU. The title of the official document is like this: The official opinion and guidance of the international headquarters regarding the wrong opinion about the path and value of the true parents of heaven and earth. This is the first part of the official document. First of all, on April 19 to 20, in the event of the special education, the researcher presented his own confession of faith and the result of his researches, which does not contain the complete meaning, will, and heart of the true parents. Also, the international headquarters does not agree with the doctrine presented and recommends that this kind of official lectures not be allowed anymore. The only begotten daughter had ordered this kind of education, but when problems arose, she just hid and said, "I don't know about that." On Mr. Jin Chun Kim's side, he avoided being responsible for this, saying, "This is all the doings of the only begotten daughter and the international headquarters." Based on the official letter of Mr. Yung Hu-yun, the content of the special lecture is Sagyon in Chinese character. For me at first, I thought this character refers to a personal thought or opinion. However, that official document presents the description of the special lecture as not presenting the truth. Its content is evil. They describe the special lecture as a strange, wrong opinion. This is the official opinion of the only begotten daughter's church. Ladies and gentlemen, please think about this. What is the title of the special lecture? Yes, it is the original nature of the only begotten daughter. In the lecture, they made the story that Mrs. Han has no original sin and that true father has original sin. Then, through the only begotten daughter, the original sin of true father can be removed. Thereby, they can become the true parents. This is what they claim. The content of the special lecture is the same as what the only begotten daughter claimed in American court in 2018. But in the official letter of the international headquarters, they regard the content as evil, not presenting the truth. This means they are telling that the claims and declaration of the only begotten daughter is strange. Regarding the doctrine on true father's tales, they also considered it as strange. This is the way they confirmed it. You did a good job. You spit your own saliva on your own face. Ladies and gentlemen, this presentation is not based on my own research. This is based on the official document coming from Mr. Yung Hu-yun, the head of the International HQ of FFWPU. Now, the only begotten daughters group is showing the real identity. After 6,000 years, finally, the only begotten daughter without original sin has come, and she is the one who can remove the original sin of true father. They are showing that this claim is a strange and wrong statement through their own official document. Now, even though they are letting Mr. Jin Chun Kim carry all the responsibility, their official document is clearly indicating that the only begotten daughter is responsible for it. After delivering a sermon entitled Breaking the Silence, the heir and successor Hyungjin Seon-moon proclaimed that Mrs. Han had failed and left the position of true mother. After that, the Family Federation for World Peace and Unification excitedly spread that he is an unfilial son, foolish, and others uttered abusive words upon him. But then now, they are unveiling it by themselves. Within the Family Federation for World Peace and Unification, there's a loud voice saying that Mr. Yung Hu-yun and Mrs. Won Ju-jong should be removed from their positions. This claim is funny. Why? Because the leader of the fall is the only begotten daughter. The Family Federation for World Peace and Unification also knows this very clearly. Actually, it will be useless even if they remove Mrs. Won Ju-jong and Mr. Yung Hu-yun from their positions. Maybe it will be very hard for Mrs. Han to remove them because they are very close to her and had seen so many things, even those things that they should not have been seen. In case he removes them, there are a lot of people surrounding the only begotten daughter who are excitedly waiting as replacement. It seems that even though they revealed that the lecture led by Mr. Jin Chun Kim is an order from the only begotten daughter, they still kind of blocking the blame pointed to her. Even if they know well that Mrs. Han is responsible for this fall, they remain very generous towards her. This is the one highlighted in blue. Actually, to call mother as only begotten daughter and making her as an idol is an action of letting her go to the wrong way. And it is an act of unprincipled way that separates mother forever from true father. This act is not an act of children, but of greedy servants. This is unfilial and an act of betraying true father. Maybe the Family Federation for World Peace and Unification is thinking they can make a chance to deal with only begotten daughter, or maybe because family federation is regarding her as true mother, so they need to just be quiet for now so they won't go against FFWPU. In that case, their procedure is not about fighting Satan to destroy his power. They make decisions politically. The main essence of the providence is never compromise with Satan. If the FFWPU was dominated by Satan, members need to separate themselves from FFWPU without any regret. That is the principled way. It doesn't have any chance of negotiation. We can see in the Bible that the core of the providence is to go to the wilderness. It is called in the wilderness, no friends, and it's lonely there, but it's the place where we can meet God. In the wilderness, the successor and inheritor tread the path of the principle by separating from Satan and by becoming one with God. This should also be understood by the Family Federation for World Peace. Family Federation for World Peace, you just have realized now the fall of Mrs. Han. The truth is that Family Federation for World Peace Unification was not able to recognize earlier the satanic things that is infiltrating them. Now you realize it after 10 years. You haven't known anything about the secret of the fall of Mrs. Hanakja, right? Without knowing the secret of the providence, one cannot be the center. Moreover, that person cannot save mankind. That is why there is no leader in the FFWPU who can conduct the providence for the salvation of mankind. Even if you have a lot of money and have an organization of smart young people, you cannot conduct or lead the providence with that. To become the center of the providence, you have to clearly know and understand the forms of Satan and what are his ways of temptations. Why is it like this? Because the center of the providence is the person who becomes one with the Messiah and who receives the Holy Spirit of God. The center person is a person who knows where to start from and where to lead humankind to. He is a person who has power to chase away Satan. Because of him, Satan will be imprisoned forever. His prophecies does not disappear in the air but actually happens in reality. That is why in this time of judgment, we have to follow the central person of the providence. This way we can stay under the protective and victorious rule of the dominion of God. Thank you very much.